Hey, I'm gonna try and keep this quick to the best of my ability. May fail with that, may succeed. We'll see. So one thing I've been trying to do, when it comes to just my career in general, is just level up in any way I can. I still believe I'm still developing those foundational skills, like my programming skills, the way I think, networking, just learning those stuff. But something that I think is really interesting is that I know I want to go to software engineering, machine learning engineering, but when someone asks me what sector, I've never really given much thought to it, which I think is really weird. Cause it was funny, like my friend and cause I always talk about the stuff I want to do career wise, but my friend asked me what sector I want to go in, I was stunned for a second. Um, but yeah, I still don't know. Cause the one I think about, the way I always imagine it would be is wherever I got the job, that'll be the first sector I work in. I think that's fair, but I think maybe I might want to start learning more about because different sectors require different things. I think they still have the same core fundamental principles and skills that you need, but the health sector when it comes to computer science and AI is going to be different from, let's say, the education sector or the cybersecurity sector, the gaming sector. So I think those are stuff I should keep in mind. Um, I don't know. I think education is really cool. Why I do think the field is gonna, the sector of education is where that seems to say. I feel like it's gonna have a boom in the coming years. For some reason, I think more so private education is going to see an increase or so, which because I do think the public education sector needs to fundamentally improve. But I think the private sector when it comes if that when I say private sector, I mean maybe private schools, organizations like Khan Academy. You're gonna see those stuff basically become more popular, more profitable, stuff like Duolingo, just learning apps in general. I think those are gonna become more popular. So I do think I could try to look into those sectors. Another thing I do think is always just driving general cybersecurity, especially now, as AI is becoming more popular. You're going to have more potential risk just with AI because one, AI is really just a black box. So you put something inside the AI, you put something to a black box and something happens. So you don't really know what's going on inside that black box, and that gives a lot of potential for bad actors. And bad actors are people with bad intention who do computer stuff to your computer. I think that was a bad definition, but it is what it is. So that's always an interesting field. So with AI becoming more integral in all these stuff, it is going to become more. You're going to see more stuff are going to become more vulnerable. I think even with I know Windows was working on this future, basically that it would allow you to go and it'll keep recording all the apps and everything that you've been working on. I'll allow you to see the history of oh, if you're think this is really hard to explain. I think about it, but if you were let's say you had your calculator app, you had your Word app open, you had Chrome, you had maybe a game app. It was allow you to go to different places. It was just remember the history of everything you've done on your computer. However, people were really concerned about the data privacy issues, and then it was revealed that there were a bunch of privacy issues. So stuff like that, because it was AI feature, I believe. So stuff like that definitely is going to become more popular, and I think that's why the cybersecurity field is going to become more popular. It's just more stuff going on. So I think that's always just a field that I can go into, especially now I'm considering slash working on my data science double major. So that's kind of where my head is at. Gaming, I always think this is gonna be a hobby. And yeah, I don't think I'm going to the health sector. I think health is really important and cool and everything, but I don't think it's for me. Maybe because of biology. I feel like biology messed me up. Biology is really fun, but it's also very memory intensive, which is something I don't think I'm the best at. I can memorize how to do stuff, but if you give me the anatomy of the body and say memorize that, that's not something I'm really good at. But I think it's really cool. I find myself though right now being really interested inside the education sector. Largely, I think maybe because of my family, because my mom is she's big in the education sector. She does stuff with courses and curriculums, and my grandma it's a family line of educators. I think. I do think there's a lot of potential growth for education. Even now, I'm working on a research paper slash finish up a research paper on basically the potential of AI to be used for predictive analysis when it comes to essay writing, and the potential for it to give real time feedback as you're writing that essay. Summary, you have some stuff. It's not gonna be right now, it's very. I think it's possible from all the stuff I've seen and read. It's possible. It's not. It doesn't exist right now. You do have a problem where it's very. It's not as consistent with like depending on the prompt you give. It's not as consistent. Um, Also, you have problems with the data. Like the data that the AI is trained on may not be the best. Also, if you have an unconventional argument in the narrative essay, then the AI might just give you a low score. What I have seen though from a paper I'm forgetting is that if you give a scored rubric, it kind of works better when it comes to the grading side of stuff. But I do think it's cool. That's something you're going to probably see in the future. Another thing I was thinking about, just as an idea, will be like, back in primary school, I used to have this where it's like you have these smart boards, and then teachers could like do. It's kind of like basically it's a whiteboard, but it's like a digital whiteboard. Think of it like that. But another thing I was thinking, maybe I know it's not a big problem in the classroom, but it's just a small problem that teachers have. Is that when you come to drawing stuff, it's kind of hard to give like intricate diagrams because you're not a good artist, right? So you can't really do that. But if you kind of had AI kind of assist in that process where it's easier to was autocomplete stuff you're doing, then it might be easier to teach classrooms. It doesn't even have to be AI. You can just have there's already features like that exist on drawing apps like Notability where you can just autocomplete. Like you draw something that resembles a circle, form a circle. So you can just do that and have it for a smart board. The problem though is like it's cost intensive because you have to implement that into the school. And imagine the smart board just for that feature alone might not be worth it. But I do think there's a lot of cool stuff. And I'm excited. I think it's something I'm thinking about more. Um, my biggest worry though with the one ideally I would choose is cybersecurity. My only worry is that I feel like I don't know how much creative space there is in the cybersecurity field. And even when like I know that's really fun to like problem solve. I got to do cyber patriot a couple back in the day essentially. I got to do cyber patriot, got to do some cybersecurity stuff, and it was fun like in the problem solving aspect. But when it comes to like the crane, the actual stuff, there wasn't that much, I believe. So I kind of want somewhere where I can create stuff more. I guess you can create security stuff, but like something that I can put more of my creative juices into. So yeah. Still finding that maybe the sector I actually end up going in for the first sector I end up going in doesn't even exist yet. So that could also be a possibility. But I do think it's cool to think about. But yeah, besides that though, I have nothing else to say. So have a great day.